Welcome to this Essential Skills Communication lesson on punctuation. In this lesson we will look at identifying different punctuation marks, understanding the uses of punctuation marks, and using punctuation marks. Punctuation in your writing includes using capital letters, commas, question marks, exclamation marks, speech marks, and full stops. Using punctuation correctly is important to making your writing as clear and understandable as possible. Full stops. Full stops are used to end a sentence. As you can see in the example, the full stop lets the reader know that the sentence has come to an end. Please note, do not confuse a comma and full stop. This is called comma splicing and you will lose marks in the exam for doing this. Question marks. Question marks are used at the end of a question. As you can see in the example, the question mark lets the reader know that the writer is asking a question. Exclamation marks. Exclamation marks are used at the end of a sentence to add emphasis. As you can see in the example, the exclamation marks let the reader know that the writer is showing surprise at the book. Please note, exclamation marks should not be used in formal writing no matter how excited or angry you may be. They should be used in informal writing only. Even then, be careful. Commas. Commas have two main uses. First, they can be used as a separator between words in a list, as in the first example. Second, they can be used to separate clauses in complex sentences, as in the second example. As you can see in the examples, the first one is a list, and the commas help the reader read the items on the list. The second example is a complex sentence, and the comma helps the reader easily see the two parts, or clauses, in this sentence. For more on complex sentences and other types of sentences, please see the lesson on types of sentences. Apostrophes. Apostrophes have two main uses. First, they can be used to take the place of missing letters, as in the first example. Second, they can be used to show possession, as in the second example. As you can see, in the first example, the letter I is missing from he's, as in he is. In the second example, the apostrophe is used to show that the car belongs to Bill. Speech marks, also known as quotation marks. Speech marks are used to show direct speech. As you can see in the examples, it is clear what words were spoken. Please note, speech marks can be both double or single. There is no fixed rule about which one you should use. This is a matter of style. However, once you have used either single or double, you cannot mix them in the same text. The only time you can do this is if you are putting a quote inside a quotation. As you can see, from the last example, the words inside the double speech marks are Dave's words, while the words inside the single speech marks are Anne's. Okay, we are nearly done. Only a few more left. Hyphens. Hyphens are used to divide words or to connect words. As you can see in the examples, it is clear that there is a relationship between the words. This is more important when hyphens are used in sentences. In the second example, we can see that it is a child-friendly hotel that the writer is looking for. Brackets. Brackets are used to set off remarks that explain but are not part of the main sentence. As you can see in the example, the writer wants the reader to know what exactly green leafy vegetables are. so the writer has used brackets to add examples. Semicolons. Semicolons are used to join two connected complete thoughts or ideas. They can be used to replace a conjunction in a compound sentence. As you can see in the first example, the writer has used a semicolon instead of and. In the second example, the writer has joined two ideas. In this example, a comma cannot be used. This is known as comma splicing, and as I have already said, you will lose marks in your exam if you do this. Colons. Colons are usually used to introduce a list. As you can see, in the first example, the writer wants the reader to know that a list is being introduced. Please note, as in the second example, colons should not be used to introduce the object of a sentence. Okay. Last one. Asterisks. Asterisks are usually used to indicate a link to additional information. As you can see, in the first example, the writer wants the reader to know that one fresh red chili is an optional ingredient. They are often used in official documents, such as contracts, and the ingredients listed on food packaging. In this lesson we looked at identifying different punctuation marks, understanding the uses of punctuation marks, and using punctuation marks.